YouTube の映像流しながら、あれかな、配信で。重たそうだな。
It's also so funny they like put in a literal god chest when it like everyone used to call the blue chest the god chest. Now there's an actual one, so got to figure out a new name for those. Now I'm interested. We're seeing a pretty slow game. This is typical of what we would expect in game number 1. Everyone's getting a feel for it. Maybe some contests off spawn, and then you want to get a feel for how everyone's gonna play. And this next phase of the game is really Storm Surge, and that's where everyone's trying to get damage and jockey back and forth for that positioning that they want.
Yeah, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world, especially if you're kind of behind the curve, not able to loot up the way you want, kind of forced towards the outskirts. But for now, it does look like King Vamp at least got himself a corner, even though he doesn't have a medallion. Plenty of opportunity for the dash. DMR coming out, trying to land some shots. And the DMR does pack a punch, especially the rarity that he has. You just have to be able to hit those shots. A headshot does over 100 damage by itself.
Yeah, and while it is
こいつらみんなプレステだけどさ、
range, it's really not a great follow-up
PC でやってる俺は
weapon,
も
because you're pretty much only getting that
う俺で
one
も勝てるわけ
shot.
が
So
な
if
い。
you don't hit that one shot, then you're having no follow-up and you're just going to stand there waiting for your next shot.
海外の
shot.
プ
So
レ
we'll
イステー
see
ショ
if
ンカップって
Vamp is going to stick with this weapon. I would
マジで
expect him
ど
to
のくらい
hold this
稼げんだっ
out
け？
until about 5th, maybe 6th zone. See if he could find an SMG or an AR, and then play with that. So now we're checking out another fight. Plasmafy does have that medallion, so everyone does see him on the map. Looks like Castro is trying to get a little aggressive. Plasmafy has no reason to be worried at the moment, but we'll see if any big tags come through.
Yeah, the only thing I think will be worrisome is if he gets sniped by Castro right now, but he does have those 0-point dashes that recharge every 10 seconds. But you can also drop the medallion itself, pick it back up, get a much quicker charge, and keep things moving forward. You kind of see him on the mini-map just about to disappear in a few minutes, still using those dashes to his advantage. But Castro knows restored reels almost in the center of the map. The probability of other players rotating in this direction, trying to find Surge just like he is going to be very, very high. He just has to be careful way he's rotating around, kind of giving up his position without building.
And not exactly the best way to get Surge, just run around the POI. Typically, you want to base up somewhere on top of a hill, get some good vision. Like you mentioned, running around this POI is a way to get snuck. We can see that there's no players exactly right next to him, but everyone else, they're just playing with their audio cues, seeing what's going on. And now Castro slowing this down, realizing, all right, there's a few players here. I need to be careful.
Yeah, even saw some shots coming in from right behind. You kind of see in the mini map about 7 people in the mini map alone. Seeing them all scattered around, 4 directly in this POI, including Cam. Has been rotated almost neck and neck with Plasmafy, who's already rotated on out, knowing that the zone is going closer and closer to the south, probably even the east. Definitely will know more once the island appears. It's typically more times than not SBG. Once the island appears, the zone tends to pull away from it, depending how close it is in the zone.
Now this season, are you playing for the island? There used to be such a huge advantage and like I guess worthwhile. It's not the right word, but that's the one I'm going with. It's worth going for the island. Now it seems a little.
何の配信だって
Are
な
you
これな。
playing for it?
It depends on my loadout, right? If I, have Ian's loadout that you had moments ago, I'm probably going for the Rift Island. Even if I'm not actually getting the loot from the capture point, there's so many chests, there's so much material that you can get up there. And then there's the mod bench, one of the most important things if you need an upgrade, but there's no actual loot around. You just got to hope that you gathered some gold along the way to really make that worth it. So it just really depends on the position. But if I'm Castro, looking at this loot, I'm a little bit more safe. Maybe I don't play for the island itself, but the rifts around the island, waiting for that next rotation.
It's a very good point. Positioning yourself underneath the island is huge. Really does allow you a free rotate to the next zone, especially if you tank a little storm and it doesn't get in that next zone exactly. So you just chill, hit that rift. And we do see that pretty often. The island's just like filled with players underneath it looking for those rifts, trying to be able to rotate. We see Cam over there. He's sitting on another rotation item. There's going to be a launch pad that many players are going to try and recycle as well.
Yeah, and then if you have the Flowberry Fizz, get you even further. And I think being able to make plays like that are a little bit more, or a little less risky, I should say, is due to the projectile style of the weapons rather than the hit scan, which they formerly were. It's going to take a little bit more accuracy to be able to hit the shots, whether it's a launch pad, a rift going through the sky, or any of the sort. These solos made me just kind of boxed up. There's going to be one player rather close by, but he's not really worried about that guy. He's more worried about the players in the distance and trying to accumulate surge.
Yeah, just staring off in the distance. Gotta be careful. Typically, if you're looking at someone with a sniper for long enough, someone will start looking back at you. So it's a very easy shot to snipe someone just sitting there trying to get sniped. But now we're tuned in. Tudo trying to get in a little bit of engagement here. A slow box fight, though. Tudo just trying to play for all this loot. The other player did the work getting the elim. Now Tudo's going to be able to get all those mats in the refresh. That's a win for him if I've seen one.
Yeah, now he has options. Does he use that Flowberry Fizz? He's saying which one's empty. So yeah, he's going to use the rest of that one, pick up the new one. Then I go to ask you, with the new God of the Bananas out that give you a little bit of the Zeus effect while giving you HP, do you take those over the medkits, or are you a medkit kind of guy?
I'll probably go the bananas.
Potassium.
Yeah, well, they give you that little, it's like the agility that you get from the Zeus aspect medallion. So I'd probably go with those.
Yeah, and I think they're just more prominent in solos than in some duo or even more bigger team-based competitions. I would like to see him use that medkit. Get that 15 HP up before you rotate. That's not going to be a matter. I'm more concerned with his timing, trying to get there first, because you know as well as I do, with the zone pushing in and players scattered around, your timing is crucial. You go too late, you become a focus. You go too early, you become a focus. So Shiesty is hoping that his timing here is impeccable.
And that's why he's taking a pause right now, letting those players in front of him continue to move. Now he has seen that first player that shot at him. He moved. He'll take his position and then keep moving in. Typically, these zones, unless you have some kind of movement, you don't want to play edge. You want to get as deep in as possible. It used to be center zone, but now it's kind of just like take what you can get as far in as you can. And we do see that zone, or that island spawning, as Shiesty is going to wind up getting sniped. No one going for the island right away, though.
Yeah, even though I don't think Storm Surge is going to activate in this zone, if it continues to remain as stacked as it currently is, it will activate in Zone 5, where it needs to go down to about 60 players. Zone 6 will be 50, so this is where players, if they haven't gathered enough Surge, really need to be hunting for it, figure out where they're going to get it from. Curve is just getting any loot, and this is what I'm talking about. Now I would go up towards that Rift Island. Now you have a chance to get together some scraps. You can get some material that you use, and since it's not captured, that's even more for Curve to take advantage of. But now he's gonna fight and get scraps against an opponent here.
Luckily for him, he is able to back out of there. That will help. Pretty advantageous though, just to even get on the island. There's so much brick that spawns there. All you have to do is sit there on the outskirts of the island, farm all the brick. You can see he's going for the wood, but I wouldn't even bother with this. Like, you could easily cap your brick in a matter of seconds.
We realize no longer being contested. You can go up top, finish the capture. Somebody might have disengaged, and this is going to be his opportunity right here to get back into the game. Because look at his loadout now. And let's take a look.
これ重たくねえかな、大丈夫かな、これ YouTube 垂れ流しながらやんの。
He's going all in on this. This is a bold move, considering if anybody tries to fight him, he cannot hold a wall, and most players' first reaction when they start getting try and hold a wall. Not really need to find the farm. He wants to do anything. The island is nice, but really not where you want to be. And that will play a setup. That's you. You have to get in towards the back.
あ、なんか YouTube の映像映ってねえ気がする。
Upgrade the gatekeeper shotgun. Whether you're going for the drum mag or the speed reload, it's definitely better than any default or no attachments that it comes with.
Yeah, 100%. And in these set lobbies, unlike in others, your gold doesn't carry over, so your gold resets every game. So you might as well lose it, or use it, because you're going to lose it as soon as the game ends. And we do see, he is just trying to find...
あ、これって映せない、もしかして。
Right now. So just getting a little bit extra, and I like what he's doing here. This seems to be a solid game plan. And from where he was when we first started spectating him, Curve is in a much better position to actually play this game out and put himself in a position.
あー、ダメなんだこれ。
Oh, what a gift right there.
一緒に映すのは。
From above, one of the highest elevations here on the island, and try to sneak together some shots. But this is exactly what you were talking about. The very, very long-range shots are going to be the hardest of them all. Hasn't really been able to land some, but he's just surveying the field, and there's so many opportunities. He just needs to stay persistent.
Yeah, there was a slight change to both this weapon and the sniper. So the bullets travel a little bit faster. They drop a little bit less. So even just that little change, he is starting to hit a couple of shots, but that's why. The first couple of shots, you don't really have a feel for it. The change just happened on Tuesday, so now getting a little more practice in, this will help for later on, and hopefully when he picks up another one of these weapons in another game. Now we'll see Curve just chilling, waiting for his opportunity to rotate, trying to farm all these players that he can for as much damage as possible. It does look like a player's trying to get on his wall, but no, just gonna go fight somebody else. And Jacob, look how many players are in this area.
Yeah, everybody's rotating. They want the launch pads, they want the rifts, they want anything to make this rotation easier. And Curve is gonna be that fly at the picnic, buzzing around while they're trying to eat their sandwich, making it harder for them to enjoy. Sway on the other side, almost gets taken down. Player just immediately runs past him in zone. Only so long each of them could take, but the God of the Banana, the first of the two, is going to be used. Not only going to give him a speed boost, but make it to where he doesn't have to necessarily worry about that HP as he gets to zone.
He is starting to get sprayed. There's a ton of players right here on this edge, so Zoe is going to try and use this tree, follow along, break that line of sight, and then just narrowly get in. This was a nice delay, though, by him to be able to wait until the next zone appeared. And actually, great rotate. I don't know why he didn't wind up getting lobby sprayed, but he did all he could by throwing down metal quickly, throwing down that brick, showing the hard mats, making sure players knew he wasn't a weak one.
That was beautifully played. You're not really wasting a lot of resources, but Curve still over towards the island. Splash is coming out. Still has a God of the Banana as well, but a lot of resources being used in this position. Now Zone is moving forward. And since it is the 6th zone added on top of it, players will need to worry about Storm Surge all simultaneously. But last time we seen him, has almost 200 more damage than before, so hopefully this decision works out for him.
いや、すげえな、レベル高え。
Icarus are not going to be enough. Curb's going to be able to take him down. Hopefully this decision is going to be one worthwhile. Look how far out from zone he is.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, probably should have just made the move to rotate. Now he's stuck doing with what he had. He will be able to get in zone, but Jacob at this point, I don't know that he'll even have enough to play with. He's going to have to be jumping in a box, finding a position, and we see he's actually going to go into the tunnel. Hope to find a little bit of loot, but he already does get tagged up on the way in. Curve going to go in. He's getting chased by Ken. What can you do here?
3 builds to his name. He's trying to find any crevice, any nook, cranny to go into. You think he's going to the promised land.
うわ、55人残ってんのこれ。
So now he's just stuck between a rock and a hard place. Zone forcing them out yet again. Luckily for everybody down there, though, it does pull in the direction of those train tracks. They have a way to escape.
See Curve just
Yeah,
trying to
but-
grab whatever he can, but Cam's waiting down there. Big shot comes through. Cam's not trying to follow up too quickly, though. He knows Curve's going to have to go through him. So it's just a matter of time. Cam's
うわ、
sitting
ダ
on
メ
this
アド
wall
取れてるから
waiting for his
突っ込みたいな、これな、でも。
Yeah, you see Curve looking around.
慎重だな、
Is there
結構。
another exit around here? Where can I go? Materials are going to be a must. Very little to work with. Cam's still waiting on the other side of that build. Finally, he's going to start to make his way out.
おー、
Ken was the one hunting
やばす
on
ぎ
the
る。
other side, but now it's him and Cam that are going toe to toe. Shots being traded off between the two. Just a few shields being drained off, which is worse for Ken because he has no more to replenish, but he does have the Chain of Hades, and hopefully this can come to use later.
I'm interested to see how the Chain of Hades plays out. Hoping to see a lot of players start to use that. Grab some items here in late game. Curve might be a step or two too late. Getting caught here. Probably didn't expect all these metal builds to be above him. And yeah, he's going to get caught in zone. This will be the end of Curve's game. GG, bros. Appreciate it. You have a good one. We'll see you in the next one. Now we see Cam making the late rotate as well, hoping not to get caught on the backside of zone, but there are some players. Cam's going to pick one up. That's going to be a nice elimination. He just keeps on rolling.
If you blinked, you might have missed it. Cam just made that one look easy. Goes in, goes right back on out. Still distance to cover. He knows at least Ken is behind him. Josh as well. All players scattered around. This is going to be the congested side of the zone. But luckily, if you look, he still has that bubble shield junior as well. It's a matter of when and where he's going to be using it because he can't stagger himself in zone. Those bandages are not going to
マジこれどうやって動いたらいいんだろうね。本当に大会行ってスクリームやらんといかんけどこんな。
And then you go and complain about it on Twitter, but you know Cam should be chilling. He's been in this situation many times before. I could argue Cam, top controller player, at least top 5 in the region at multiple different periods in time, looking to make that comeback and rethrone himself atop the controller kingdom.
You know, and I see that he does have that mythic Harbinger SMG, and it almost makes me wonder, does he have the medallion as well? Because that siphon could be the difference. It's much different playing it in solos than having to worry about your teammate, you getting all the heals, they get nothing, and you're left behind, stuck in a 1v99 situation versus all the full duo teams in the lobby. Only time will tell how useful that will be. You can see as we switch around different players, some in better positions than others. Regret right now, even though he's above Surge, he has actual scraps for a loadout.
He's looking for one of those refreshes, trying to get whatever he can, but I mean, from what we're seeing, it looks like everybody has nothing. There's not many players that have been able to pick up and hold all their loot. Ken down, Cam wasn't in the best of positions. Coinsy has a little bit. He's trying to make this rotate in, but he might wind up being a refresh if he can't make a safe rotate. Does find a good position. Shot comes onto his wall, but nothing gonna be there. And now in a good spot just to heal up as everyone else tries to make this rotate in.
Yeah, plenty of shields in his inventory. It's the HP that you worry about as Piggle. He gets stuck outside of zone.
おお、うめえその使い方。そういうことできるんだこれ。うめえそれ。知らんかったそれ。あ、そうなんだあれ。
Yeah, I'll take a couple of builds. It costs you nothing just to grab them. We see how this zone is going to be playing out. Look at all those builds that everyone has. We will be going over to the west here. Polo just move it in, trying to stay up above. And in the no movement meta like we are in at the moment, we do have the wings, but most players are going to want to try and stay on these higher layers. It's easier, less congested. You just rise as the zone moves, and then you drop down as you get lower and lower through these zones.
Yeah, you just want to be able to stay away from everybody else on that low layer until you absolutely have to. Zuka is doing that thing, only one charge left in the Flowberry Fizz to try to get him that zero gravity effect to try to cover distance quickly. Alfonso, he's looking good in terms of his loadout. Material's not the best, but it's definitely better than everybody else. He's seen in the lobby. He gets aggressed on into the box. He's going to be able to come out on top. No HP really lost. This is the best case scenario for him, but he's just stuck between so many other players. Goes down low to the low ground and just gets taken out by multiple guys.
Everywhere he looked, there was another player. There was no safe escape route there.
いや、いかつこいつ、強え。あ、でもやばい。危ね危ね危ね。
Not expect to see that today. He's down to 3 HP. It looks like we're getting it again. What? Players are not expecting this.
ってやべえ、このマイダス。
3 HP.
Oh no, shades of the Infinity Blade right there coming out from
主人公じゃん、マジで。
Terror taking down players, taking down shields, but it's Piggle on the high ground. He's looking safe. Nobody's really looking up to try to contest him and take him out because it's just one metal layer. That's all they would need to shoot to have everything come crumbling down, but he's also putting down pressure, so not really giving people a chance to look up either.
Everyone's so busy just trying to make this rotate. Piggle's chilling up here all by himself. We can see he's constantly using that fizz, making sure he doesn't take fall damage. Every once in a while, just pop this once again. Even though he has full shield, it doesn't matter. What he's using this for is to make sure he doesn't get chopped and drop down to 0 HP. Piggle doing a great job up above, should be able to stay here as long as nobody looks up to contest him.
Yeah, he's done more than enough because everybody's fighting down low. Look at everybody when it comes to HP. Nobody is full health except for Judebug, but he's still missing some shields as well. Piggle in a top 8 situation, running out of builds, but he has this one in the bag. It's all but over. He's shooting down below. Another player going down, but that's Judebug.
やっぱりハイグラ強いんかな。
Mats are dwindling for everyone down below. We're just seeing Siphon come through. No one even really wants to build. Dash is 1 HP. He can't take any ticks. He's on the back.
やっぱ圧半端ねえもんな、上にいたらね。
There's a lot of players. Ali getting shots through, but not going to be enough. That's Judebug. Now Piggle's decided it's time. I'm getting involved. I'm getting in this fight. He uses his last build, and the pressure comes through. It's 1v1v1.
Yeah, immediately goes to the front side, but Judebug with those eliminations, he's going to try to fight for the high ground. Piggle runs out of builds. He's going to be forced down low. Him and Dash, toe-to-toe. Heal-off's going to begin for a short moment, but Piggle instantly runs out of those slurp smashes, and he's in the center of the zone, while Dash now has a chance to fight back.
Piggle doesn't know who to look at. He's hiding behind the rock. He's waiting, but Dash is going to go up. This could play well for Piggle. He could just sit here and let these players fight it out. Now the player drops down. Piggle takes it.
うわ、マジで。
It's a 1v1, but it's going to be Dash that is able to take the first game of the day. What a play to take the high ground and the first game.
An opportunistic moment coming out from Dash because he saw Piggle drop down low. Instead of contesting him and just going for a 50-50 on the fight, I have splashes, I have heal off material. He staggered himself back, and instead of going for Piggle on the low ground, he went right up to Judebug. He went right for the high ground.
誰が誰だかわかんねえけど。
Picture perfect play by Dash Aruni.
Hey, you play to win the game. That's what Dash was saying. In there, he didn't just want to get that one elim down there on low ground. He knew Piggle had nothing. That probably would have been the easier player to take out, but he's going for the high ground play, taking out the healthier player, getting that elimination.
あ、やっぱダメなんだね。ゲームすると
I respect it. It
Chrome
takes
の
some fortitude to sit in storm when you have very little HP. Just throw down those splashes to get
Chrome の
yourself
YouTube
that first
消えるんだ
base.
ね。
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, patience was definitely key because he could have easily left the box. He could have tried to fight Piggle. I think he still wins against Piggle, right? But if he takes any damage from a gatekeeper shotgun shot,
これも変わんねえかな。
multiple PlayStation Cup finals, multiple top placings as well, including a big win in Chapter 4, Season 4.
All right, but can we talk about Ken using the Chain of Hades? I thought he was about to get the second elimination too. not expected to see this be used as an offensive weapon, really just expected to see it be used to grab items and heals and things like that. But apparently, it is also something that will cause players to panic.
Yeah, it really kind of catches you off guard, especially with how quick, and you're also moving, so you're not stationary just trying to chop them as if you were trying to pickaxe. You're moving around, you're dealing damage, you're causing a lot of chaos and commotion, and if you're not ready, if you're not experienced and have the composure to calm yourself down, it's so easy to get caught off guard.
Now, let's take a look at our standings here. To no surprise, the Game 1 winner, Dasher Rooney, is up there in first place.
あ、ダメだね。
Second, and Jude Bug right there in third. All those players were our top 3, and then we saw
映像を右上に載せつつの垂れ流ししたかったんだけど、ダメか。
I don't think there's many
ダメなんだ。
crazy surprises. I'm just waiting for, you know, some of our former champions to come online, seeing if Yasir can bring it
どっ
up.
かでできんじゃねえの？
Broken. Piggle, I'm glad to see him actually do pretty consistently. Second place, a little bit of deja vu from that Chapter 4 Season 4 Cup that I was talking about.
We do have plenty more games to play, though, so these players here in the middle of the pack have plenty of time to make it happen. Typically, out of 6 games, players will have 1, maybe 2 bad ones.
よし。早っ。朝活勢。朝活勢が恐ろしい。 なんでなんか俺勝手に反応したんだけど今。どこもしてないんだけど今俺 R2。待って、俺武器チェンしたらなんか、どういうことどういうこと？武器チェンした瞬間放ったんだけど。今 R2 じゃなくて R1 押したはずなんだけど俺。謎い謎い。今の謎いマジで。ちょっと理解できなかった今の。ラマがいるけどいいやと。早こいつ。いたー。待って。なんかダッシュできないし。あれあったわ。ちょっと待ってよー。失礼するねー。一回引くわ。 なんか結構いるくね。どこにいるかは知らない。すごいキャラコンだな。やば。ちょっと待って、資材ない。いやー、こいつ華麗にかわしやがった。いや、嘘だ。もう俺エイム悪すぎるんだけど、マジで。嘘だそれ。華麗にかわしやがったんだけど、俺の3発目。ゴミ。あー、ゴミ。華麗にかわすぞ。マジクソゲーだな。サブも当たんねえ。当たんねえのか。うわ、また懐かしいスキンいるな、こいつ。懐かしいな、これ。あれなんだっけ。あれなんだっけ。コバルトだっけ。コバルトだ。なんか背面反応しなかったわ。久しぶりに通常ソロで2連初動したわ。 もう狼出した。早くね。ちょっと待って、これ何？これで当ててきたらきしょいぜこいつ。マジ全然でねえ。嘘だ。なんだこいつ。ちょっと待って。もうだるダメだ。戦いたくねえ。みんなシュンシュンすっから。これで。 危ねえ。いや、こいつきっしょい。鬼きしょいから、これで一回まず。いったー。さっき普通にピースコントロールされてたわ。危ねえわ。どの角度から当ててくんねんこいつ。待って。終わったー。終わったー。はい、きしょい。はい、きしょい。はい、きしょい、床屋根取られてた。はい、きしょい。また、なんか、つえ朝。資材尽きんの早くね。本当に。 なんかバリバリ著作権 BGM のエモート流してない？違う？もう覚えてねえよ俺。それ切ったかどうか。そこ行くと見せかけてここにしとくわ。おいロイヤル、待って、うんちだ。おかしいおかしいおかしい。なんで？バグってるバグってる。あ、なんもね。もうアサルトなのかショットガンなのか分かりにくい、本当に今シーズンの武器。今シーズンっていうか今チャプター入ってからか。分かりにくいんじゃい。どこだ、どこに止めた今。おお、これやっぱバグってるわ。 俺のせいだな。俺が爆らせたかもしんねえ。今出してもね、絶対来るからさ。もうシャープトゥースのポンプでいいから使いてえな。なんで？ああ、もうもろカウンター食らうんだよな、俺。下手くそすぎて。もうこれダメージ出ないよ。オッケー。もうこれ油断してたね、君ね。ちょっとね、俺のでしたわ。すいません。とか言って俺も死ぬんだよね。違う。ダメだ。俺もうね、反応鈍すぎてもろにカウンター食らう。じゃあすまねえ。ちょっと、ポトンできねえはいるやん。いや、やるわ。気にせずやるわ。しゃあねえ。待って、いるわ。怖すぎ。メーカーいるじゃん。いるんだ。重なるな。重なってまうな。冥界の野郎と。いた。 おお、アンパンやばいって。いただくよ、割りいただくよ。クラウン持ち2人やったな。隠れモンスターいる。あ、まだいるわ、クラウン。思ってた以上にいるわ。あ、ちょっと待って、危ないもう、やばいやばい。下手くそすぎんちょっと。何してんの本当に。何今の動き。なんか、めっちゃ人いるね。待って、やばいやばいやばい。やば。困られたー。参ったねー。待って、なんかめっちゃ出てこない？ちょっと待ってね、これあれだ。シールド回復しねえんだ。待ってこいつ。待ってよ。待ってよ、下手くそすぎる。ちょっと下手くそすぎる俺動きが。これね、落ち着きがないわ。余裕で死ねるやつやん。待って、当て返してくんねん、本当に。簡単に死んじゃうよ俺これ。マジで余裕で死んじまうよ。 もうちょいってっか。こいつマジで当て返してくんだけど。待って。待って。はあ。N 良すぎだろ、なんか。どうした？俺が N 悪すぎなんだけど。うっ。もう少し落ち着いて動きたいところではあります。捨て目か。うわ、びっくりした。なんだこれ。ねえ、あのボックスバカ怪しいんだけど。いや。なにおもろ。嘘だ。 危な、危ねえ今の。マジで。いやマジでマジで。バイバイ。失礼するわ。なんか久しぶりに移動アンチになったわ。くそきつ。なんだこの動き、本当に。もう何これ。何この動き。あ、やば。マジ終わった。あ、これ終わったわ。あ、これ終わったわ。やべえ。あ、 あ、終わってなかったわ。あー、なんかもう全然動きがうんちだ。本当に。あ、全然読んでなかったっす、コメント。これってコメント打っていいのかな？どうなのかな？やばい。グリムゲート使ったらもう、飛び跳ねることしかできねえ。もう一戦行って、うんちだったら終わるか。クエスト勝ちでやってる人は。 マジで嘘だ。嘘だ。ワンパンすんのそれ。マジで。面白い今のは。瞬殺だったわ。これを。俺が先に打って100当ててたとしてもこれ、なんか相打ちな感じもしたわ。今のやつ。重たくなってきたな。まあ44もあるわ。もうだるっ。やってらんねえ。いや、くっつき爆弾かーい。おーい。くっついた今。何してんのあの人。 させてもらうぜ。なんか狼までマジマジほら中途半端だ。へえ。 て。これさ、ジャンプしてしまうわ俺。ダメだな。メダリオンだな。あー、1v1v1 か。だるいな、あれ。1v1v1。固まれよ、お前ら二人で。俺まとめてサンダーぶちかましたいんだからよ。頼むよ。顔出てないって。よし、いいよ、いいよ、いいよ。いや、もっと近づけ。頼む、もっと近づいてくれ。俺もう撃てるんだけどな。あ、もうナイスナイスナイスナイスナイスナイス。はい、ナイスナイスナイス。ナイスナイスナイスナイス。うまいところだけ取っちまった。悪い。ナイスナイスナイス。あ、でも俺これ苦手なんだけどな。やべえ。うおっ、マジ危ねえ。危ねえ。二人に見られてたから今恥ずかしい。やばいやばいやばい。恥ずかしい。ごめんね。ちょっと待って、マジ性格悪い。ちょっとごめんね。いや、今ちょっと待ってよ。いや、対面するから。すいません。頼む。感染外してくれ。今倒した二人頼む。感染外してくれ。頼む、もう違うやつの視点言ってくれ。それか俺の名前検索してくれ、ラガルっていう人って。なんだよ、今のやつマジで。 こで話してた？あれか。あれっぽいな。あれスナイパー構えてんの？もう、硬いんすよ。それ。それ硬いんすよ。マジで。一発当てねえと。硬いんすよ。根元ゆるい。ダメだ、使いにくい俺。いや待って、これマジで苦手だ俺。ああ、資材やばい。バカ使っちゃった。バカ使っちゃった。バカ使っちゃった。バカ使っちゃったわ、やばいわ。あれ、ここで戦ったの俺じゃないよね。これちげえよな。待って、いるわ。やば。ちょっとマジでだるい。だり。うなんだこの人。 さっきの雷野郎誰？マジで。もう言ってって。あ、やばっ。お前これ使いにくい。やべえ。おもろ。でこの対面、俺の対面もう、なんちゅう動きしてんだ。もうちょっともう一回見てみよう。これはやばい。これは脳筋だわ。マジ脳筋だわ、これは。FA ソラちゃんボット。これか最後に倒したの。いや、もろに当ててんだけど。やばいって。これ、こいつ撃たなかったら俺に勝ったって。こんなガバガバな動きしてる俺に。これ、この表情。 なこれ。すげえ神々しいこれ。めっちゃ神々しいんだけど。やめましょうか、もう。うわ、参加希望来てる、参加希望。参加型じゃねえんだぜ。すまねえ、参加型じゃねえんだ。そして熟女。2回初動詞2キル。9キルビクロイ。91、0キル。11キル1。うんちち。あれ伸ばせない。あれあれ
This is that huge advantage of being able to have those dashes. You get ahead, you can look back, get tags if you need them. If not, you get priority position.
こいつこいつこいつこい
While everyone
つ。
else is trying to figure out just how to make their
いや違う違う違う違う。シーン2じゃなくて、プレイステーションカップの
Piggle needs this.
決勝あったから、それの映像を映したくてさ。さっき映してたんだけど。
Solid positioning if he can get in one of these first players, and the loadout is everything that you would hope for.
Yeah, take note, please. Everybody at home, you're wondering how to get better.
今 NA の決勝やってるわ。NA ってどこだっけ？ NA ってどこの地域だっけ？何よあんた。何よあんたか。
Everything and everyone's stuck right with you on the rotate. They'll shoot back at you, and nobody wins in those situations. So be like Piggle, everybody. Take one shot if you need to force the player to build, but don't necessarily take a fight on rotate. You can fight players whenever you want. Storm is inevitable. You can't beat Storm. You gotta focus that at first all the time. And looks like Shiesty down below. Piggle could get a free one here. All he's got to do is make an edit. There it is. Misses the first shot, but that's going to be enough. And not that he needed anything, but that's a nice little refresh to increase his chances.
Piggle just trying to pick and choose what he's going to use. Bring with him towards the next zone. Ali has some great elevation here, but it's just the build. Being able to hold on to it is going to be my only worry for him, especially.
これただ YouTube の YouTube をそのまま OBS に載せてるだけだよ。
Try to drop down low. He doesn't have the builds to maintain it in a safe manner, but he's playing his cards down low towards the low ground, and hopefully that pays off for him.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have enough. and that's why he's dropping down, going to put himself in a position to be able to reform or maybe pick off a player that doesn't see him
い
coming.
や俺プレイステーションの公式のアカウントチャンネル登録してるからさ流れてきたわ。
Here in this end game, being able to put yourself in a position as Piggle picks up another one. He seems to be slaying out here, and that's a great game now. This is what needs to happen for Piggle. He's gotten exactly where he needs to be. He has the materials, he has everything. Nice little play there by Dartsify. That's what you were talking about, Jacob, to hit those angled little dashes with the wings of Icarus. But back to Piggle, he is in a position he needs to take advantage of to get one of these top fives out of this game.
Yeah, he has to, especially since he has the blueprint. He's already showed his success here on the day. It's just about mimicking it, executing it yet again, and Piggle biding his time, not getting so aggressive to where he doesn't really leave himself a plan B. He's just biding it.
このレベルの高さよ。
Build up in front of him. Swax still has the high ground, so multiple players threatening a game just like this as they're trying to force them down into one another. Sid is going to be the focus for now, but only for a few seconds.
Now we see Swasix. You talked about Ali not having enough to hold high ground. Swaz.
うわうまっそれ。
That's Bila jumping up. This is his moment. We talked about him needing this game, and he uses
見事な
that
ハイグラウンド
perfectly
取り返
to
し
make a
よ。
play. No one is going to be able to contest him up here on high ground if he stays up here high enough. Quick little refresh of the shields using the fizz, and he's in a great position. He's in the driver's seat to take this match.
Yeah, even has the HP in terms of the med kit to regain it back if he so chooses. With nobody really getting an opportunity to look back up, Bylaw's not even really being contested momentarily, so he has all the time in the world. Look down, put that pressure, force them to engage in one another. Even if he doesn't pick up the elimination, that is going to be huge because it's one less player that he has to worry about as he continues to move towards this end game.
Now he just needs to make sure he keeps shooting, forcing those players to use the materials down below. Even if he doesn't get much damage, the less mats they have, the less they'll be able to protect themselves and the more they're forced to fight. We see Bila is looking back in Storm, so almost getting ready to play for the heal off, pinging those mats, pinging what's back there. Doesn't necessarily need anything at the moment, and Piggle's still just thriving in this game. Has picked up another elimination. He is poised. This is exactly what we asked for out of him.
Yep, at least half of the placement points already being picked in. Yomi's going to go down. Piggle still straddling the side of the zone, but staying ahead of it all simultaneously. One player is going to be there, phases into the box. Piggle takes a big shot. He's going to go down all together. Top 5 scenario. That's where it's going to end. Ken's down next on the list. Forces another player down, but without very many builds left, everybody's going to come falling down with the top 3.
See Bila starting to drop layers here. He wants to get involved, not leave this game. This may be the first one that goes to heal off if he doesn't.
俺の配信で見るより公式で見た方がいいぞ。フル HD にしてっけど、フル HD60fps にしてっけど、うわマジで？マジでこの人かい。これこの人2回勝ってない？ 一応こっちはフル HD。この映像は今俺が見てんのはフル HD だけど、俺の配信は720だから画質ちょっと悪い。
He's one of the FNCS champions that have made it into this lobby, and that's the highest of caliber, winning with Peter back in the day. And we know he's won plenty of console tournaments. He is the console king back in the day, and now coming to show out once again with this PlayStation Cup.
And it's huge because I think he started the game with about maybe 7 points, maybe 6, something like that. So now he's boosted up. He's gotten 30 alone for the actual win, and then you kind of times it by 2 how many eliminations he was actually able to get. So huge moments for Bila because that's a confidence builder. Now he believes he can do it. That's a momentum shift. Now anybody contesting has to watch out for him. This tournament has been tossed on its side for sure.
I'm interested to see how the leaderboard turns out after that. We saw the big game from him. Ken still staying up there on the leaderboard. We know Ken has been having a pretty good tournament so far. So just all these players. I mean, it's been a solid back and forth. We saw another good game from Piggle. Another player delivering after we asked for it.
Yeah, and you kind of said it. We saw Cam go down. We saw Yasir go down. We saw Mr. Junebug in rough spots. So consistency really is going to reign supreme after all these games. But you're seeing who is pushing themselves ahead of the pack. Cam, Piggle, Yasir. Now let's throw Bila on that list as well. And these are the contenders I'm looking out for to close out the day.
And now it's time. we've gotten through 4 games. We see the leaderboard for game number 4. Viola taking that 40-point victory royale. Expected nothing less from him, and maybe all you can ask for is a couple more elims, but you know what? You can't really ask for anything more than taking the victory royale.
Yeah, played it so perfect from the start at Grim Gates all the way to the end. Piggle still putting up a top 6 on that leaderboard, 27 points, even getting more than 5th and 4th place ahead of him. So Chill trying to keep himself in contention as well. Just trying to look, see where Cam went down at. Where do you see her? We know they both went down early, but how many points did they actually grab?
Yeah, I'm trying to find Cam here to see where he's at. He is down there. He actually fell in 69th, so
Oof.
Way down the leaderboard, not where he wants to be. Yasir falls in 75th, so both players only getting 1 point out of this game. And this overall standings, the overall leaderboard, they will definitely be shaken.
日本のやつ見てえけどな。日本は何日だっけ？もうわかんないけど。
Game 5 and Game 6, that's all that's left on the docket to where you have to put everything on the line. You cannot say, hey, I should have done this, I could have done that, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but didn't. You cannot leave any regrets or any mistakes on the table.
コメントしとこう。
Cannot, and we see both players, Cam and Yasir right there on this page. Sync, another player that has had a pretty good tournament, falling a little earlier than he wanted. He was going into that game, he was an 8th. So after this game, I wouldn't expect him to be inside that top 10. Interesting to see these last 2 games. Not much room to navigate for these players as it comes down to a final couple of matches.
Yeah, so do you think anything is going to change when it comes to these drop spots? Anything in the mid game, end game, or do you think the players are going to play how they've been playing up until this point and really putting it all in themselves, like all that confidence and really betting on themselves?
俺のコメント反映されました。
I think that you have to play for the dash medallion because you saw what you were able to do when you got it, and now Violet just comes in, he bullies you out, then you're forced to play a little bit differently, and then you run into issues. So do what works for you, right? I guess that's the majority of what I'm trying to say. You've seen what works for you, so play that way and put yourself in that same position.
Okay, I do like that. I do like that because that is how Yasir has won PlayStation Cups in the past. You know, contesting fencing field, there was a medallion over there as well, but he was able to win the actual medallion, get control of the weapon, get control of the medallion of the past that got you shields, that got you a little bit more safety and comfortability. So I got to agree with you. I think Yasir at least needs to make a claim for it because throughout the beginning of that last game, we saw him kind of land towards Grim Gates, loot the outskirts, but he never really turned back until after the medallion was gone. I want to see him at the very minimum contest it, shoot some shots in that direction. Don't let it go as free as you did in that last game.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask you right back. Do you think if you're Byler, you go and land there right again, right? Like you don't try and change anything?
There's no reason not to. Because Byla, if you look at the games he played before, that last one that he won, around 7 points. 7 points. Absolutely nothing there for your efforts. So at least he's given himself a fighting chance, even if he does contest Grim Gates and go down off spawn.
何言ってかわからんわ。エペの大会もやってんだね、ライブで。エピックとプレイステーションが連携してやってるんだべ、だってこれ多分ね、そういうことだよね。いや、早く悟空のゲームやりてえな。 悟空だっけ？猿ね。なんだっけ？なんだったっけ名前。猿ゲーじゃねえ。猿ゲーじゃねえわ。なんだっけ？猿アクション。待って、なんだっけあのゲームの名前。名前忘れちゃった。どれだっけ？黒神話悟空か。最新の映像がね、出てた気がするんだよね。なんで、なんか YouTube もうおかしいよな。絶対おかしいよな。なんでそのタイトルじゃない普通に黒神話悟空って全くフォトナ関係ないじゃん。関係ないのに、フォトナの動画出てくるもんな、これ調べるとな。4K で見れるってよ。4K 対応してないけど。グラフィックやばい綺麗じゃない？高いよねこれ。キモい何こいつ。
这些凡夫俗子不自量力，此番下场都是咎由自取。
見た目やばいね。
你不一样，这天地。
俺嫌いなビジュアルいるわ。やばい。やばい。これかっこいい。 もうやバリバリネタバレだからもう見んのやめるわ。これ全部紹介しちゃってんじゃないの？大丈夫なのこれ。大丈夫なのこれ、本当に。グラフィックやばいよ。やめましょう。